Hey everybody. Today I wanted to laugh and make fun of Prager U for bitching and complaining about having some of their videos demonetized and put in restricted mode. None of them being taken down, just demonetization and put in restricted mode. Which, considering some YouTubers have dealt with their videos getting completely taken down, or their channels being deleted for fuck all reasons, this doesn't seem to be something really worth suing over. But they're, of course, suing under the First Amendment, saying that YouTube is a public actor, or something, or a political actor, and they need to show all the views, all of the contents. Yet you wouldn't really look at YouTube taking down an ISIS beheading video and say, well, that's against our freedom of religion. We have to show all religions, a diversity of religions. No, because some ideas in some religions are bad, especially when those ideas and opinions are being sold to you by someone lying to you. Um, but regardless, let's just jump right into this.
The most important lawsuit in America right now, and perhaps the free world, is Prager University versus YouTube.
It's not.
You might consider this a grandiose statement,
I don't. Wait, I might. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
especially since I'm the lead attorney for Prager U.
Fire your attorney. Why do you hire your attorney and then say, you know what you should do? You should make a YouTube video on our channel. That would be a good use of your time.
I assure you,
What?
it's not. That's because this case is about the most fundamental freedom Americans have, freedom of speech, as enunciated in the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. All our freedoms, the very concept of freedom, springs from this right. Lose it, and we're no longer free, not as individuals and not as a nation.
Yeah, but freedom from the government, right? Freedom of speech from the government, freedom from prosecution of the government. Look, no one's stopping you from putting out your right-wing propaganda. They're just stopping children from seeing it and from you making money off some of your videos. Which, if you're a nonprofit, demonetization shouldn't be a huge deal, right? Um, Also, children should probably not be seeing, why abortion is baby murder or whatever fucking videos that got put in restricted mode, right? Like, can we agree on this? An 8-year-old probably shouldn't be watching that because an 8-year-old is dumb and a child, very impressionable. Yeah.
I'm not willing to accept that. Prager U doesn't accept that, and you shouldn't either. Okay, so how did we get into this situation?
I'll allow it.
A little background. Prager U is what is called a 501c3, a nonprofit educational media company.
They're not educational,
It's
like, at all. They just lie to you. They just have someone lie to you for 5 minutes.
known primarily for its 5-minute videos. In 2016, viewers began to notice that certain Prager U videos were no longer available. YouTube had placed them on its restricted list, which prevents the videos from playing on computers using content filters to screen out violence and pornography. Prager U assumed this was simply a case of bad algorithms, but YouTube said no. Each restricted video had been reviewed by a walking,
Oh, and by the way, these visuals are extremely misleading because the proportion that actually got put in restricted mode are nothing compared to like they see, right? And we'll see that later.
talking human. The list included such diverse titles as Are the Police Racist? By Heather McDonald,
Which is a pretty controversial topic, regardless of what side you're talking about it on. Yeah, I would kind of expect that to be put in restricted mode.
Israel's Legal Founding by
Another kind of controversial. Anything involving Israel is a pretty controversial topic, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on. So yeah, that makes sense why YouTube would put that in restricted mode. What's your
Alan
third one?
Dershowitz,
What do
and
you got
even a
next?
video on the Ten Commandments by Dennis Prager.
Okay, if you watch that video, Dennis Prager was jerking off in that video, so that does make sense. I'm pretty sure that does count as pornography.
YouTube deemed each one unsuitable for young people, treating these videos the same as they would, say, for ones containing pornography or excessive violence. Keep in mind, this is Prager U we're talking about, as Main Street as you can get.
Uh, I mean, yeah, about as mainstream line that you can get.
And that ultimately turns out to be the issue. Prager U's center-right content. Many of their videos, by the way, have no political theme at all.
Yeah, but those weren't pulled, were they? Those weren't restricted. The ones that were political were probably restricted, right? You're making your point for us.
Offends YouTube sensibilities. In other words, the videos aren't being restricted to protect young people from inappropriate content. They're being restricted to protect young people from ideas YouTube disagrees with.
But most of your ideas are just lies, like proven lies, provable lies, right? No?
We didn't want to sue. We tried to reach an accommodation. But when YouTube wouldn't take the offending videos off the restricted list, there are now 100 on that list. We had no other option. YouTube was infringing.
Okay, so 100. Over 100 on their list. Well, how many videos do they have? 716 videos? Oh my god! It's almost like that's, I don't know, like maybe 15% of their videos, when some people have like 90% of their videos in restricted mode. Some people who aren't even political YouTubers, like completely apolitical YouTubers who just curse in their videos. Like what? Like I know there's a YouTuber, Mr. GG, who like did this whole To Catch a Predator series, and because To Catch a Predator has some pretty controversial topics in it, like child fucking, some of his videos got demonetized. It's dumb, right? This is not YouTube coming upon conservatives and smiting them. It's YouTube having a bad system in place, a bad algorithm where they put videos that probably shouldn't be in restricted mode or probably shouldn't get demonetized, or channels that probably shouldn't get taken down, and they take those channels down. They demonetize those videos. They put those videos in restricted mode. So you're literally bitching and complaining about something that happens to probably 90% of like successful YouTubers on this platform,
On our right to free speech. We filed in federal court in late 2017.
and you lost. You lost your first court case. Right here. You lost.
And thereafter in California state court. Wait a second, you might say. YouTube, which is owned by Google, is a private company. Can't they do anything they want?
No.
The answer is yes and no. Yes, if they are a publisher. No, if they are a public forum.
So for the next 2 minutes, a minute and a half, he just explains the difference between a news organization and social media. This guy's a real dumb boomer.
So what's the difference? This gets right to the nub of the matter. A publisher chooses the content that resides on its site. The New York Times is a perfect example. You can't write a story and just expect the New York Times to publish it. The Times chooses what appears on its pages or website. And if they publish a story that contains a malicious lie or violates copyright law, they can be sued. Prager U is also a publisher. It decides what material gets placed on its website. Most sites are publishers. In contrast, a public forum, which can be a physical location like the classic town square or a shopping mall, or a virtual location like a website, is a place that must allow individuals and organizations to exercise their free speech rights.
So I think this is a pretty good analogy. So let's say I was at the mall and I heard screaming the N-word. I'd probably get kicked out, rightfully so, because I'm being a nuisance. I'm being an asshole. I'm doing bad things, right? No, I'm not being good to the people around me. So I should probably be removed from that environment. Yeah, if you're going around harassing people on YouTube or social media, or just, I don't know, lying blanketly to people, then you should probably be like, put in restricted mode or demonetized. Yeah, I'm all for that. You probably shouldn't willfully lie to people like Prager U does.
YouTube is an example of a public forum. In fact, YouTube describes itself as a public forum. You make a video, YouTube hosts it, and anyone with an internet connection can watch it. Facebook is also a public forum, and so is Twitter. Here's why this is so important. A public forum under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a law co-sponsored by Democrats and Republicans and passed by Congress in 1996, is not subject to liability for content placed on its site. If someone posts a video about how to build a bomb or writes a threatening comment, the public forum website cannot be held legally responsible for that content.
So the bill was signed in 1996, right? Am I getting that right? 1996, yeah. So maybe we could argue that this bill's a little bit outdated. Maybe it needs to kind of be up to date with some of the new social media aspects of society. Yeah, because there's a lot of organizations on these social media platforms who just blankly lie to people a lot. It's annoying.
That's a good thing. It gives YouTube and other public forums the chance to host a wide variety of material, from nature videos to political diatribes, without fear of being sued. And it worked. And then it didn't. A few years ago, the social media giants, Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Google and YouTube are the same company. Like, YouTube is owned by Google, in case you didn't know.
Started to behave not like public forums, but like publishers. They stopped following Section 230, which specifically requires that these websites promote a true diversity of political discourse, and began to judge content by their own political and social criteria.
Wait, also, how's Google a public forum? I don't think Google would be considered a public forum or a publisher. Also, I don't think Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter publishes content. They just try to filter out some of the really dog shit content, right? Like, if they really had it like you wanted it, it would just be the newest video popping up in your feed, and then you wouldn't be shown the videos you like, or the videos you want to watch, or the videos YouTube thinks you want to watch, right? That'd be dumb. That'd be a waste of your time. And you would see a lot of shit that you probably don't want to see. I mean, I'm not trying to defend YouTube necessarily, because fuck YouTube, but this is just Prager U whining about something that literally happens to a lot of other YouTubers. Apolitical, on the left, on the right, it doesn't matter. It happens to pretty much everyone. Yet Prager U feels like this is a special little event that's just happening to them. It's the liberal mainstream news cuck media trying to smite conservatives. Yet, no, it's not. It's just bad algorithms. It's big companies doing a bad job at what they should be doing. That's pretty much it.
In other words, the social media giants want it both ways. They want the protections of a public forum and the editorial control of a publisher. We're fine if they're a publisher, and we're fine if they're a public forum. They just can't be both. If we win our legal action, YouTube will have to return to the way things were when they started. That's freedom. But if we lose, YouTube gets to act as a publisher while pretending to be a public forum.
This kind of, I like, really does show the ideas of conservatives. We want to take things back to how they were. Even YouTube, back in like early 2008, yeah, there were some good things about like early YouTube, but then there were some bad things about early YouTube. I don't remember. I was like 8 or 9 or 10 or 11. I don't remember. But that's the thing. We should progress, move forward, think of new rules to make YouTube better, not go back to like 2008 when YouTube first came about and whatnot.
That would mean much less freedom, and then eventually, no freedom.
If Prager U loses this, we will have all of our freedoms taken away. What does that even mean? How? Explain yourself.
Because the most powerful internet sites on earth will determine what you see and what you don't. I'm Eric George, managing partner, Brown George Ross, for Prager University.
I feel so bad for this guy. Holy shit. Okay. Look, if this doesn't happen, like if YouTube wins, which they probably will because this is a really dumb lawsuit, and they already lost the first try, they'll probably lose the second and third, or however many times they go for it. But the point is, look, you have other sites, you have other places that you can go see right-wing demagogues lie to you. Look, you have Breitbart, you have Fox News. Like, look, Tucker Carlson will lie to your face about everything, and he's also very charismatic and entertaining to watch. So, look, you have other options if you really, really want someone to lie to you. PragerU is not your only option. And guess what? PragerU has a fucking website. So, this is the most absurd waste of time in the world. So I'm glad we could waste 10, 12 minutes together. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But until next time, guys, stay breezy. Always cheesy. Peace.